What's up, everybody? D'Angelo here, and this video is going to be on how to create a Snapchat ad campaign. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up here, you're going to click create ad, and then that's literally it. So I recommend you always do the advanced tab. Never do the quick and easy. Again, it's completely up to you, but I always recommend doing the advanced tab because you always want to have more options over your campaigns. Then you just come over here and choose whatever objective you want. So if you want website conversions, so example, if you're doing this on an e-commerce store, you can do this, with a lot of different stuff. All right. So we're going to do drive traffic for this example here. And then we're going to do the campaign name. So I recommend that you always label your stuff so you know exactly which one, especially if you're doing tracking with like CPV labs or something like that. Have it where it matches up and stuff so that way you don't have to guess later, because there's no point in having the data if you don't know which campaign it goes to. So let's say you can, whatever it is, so you have like CPV, L, campaign, test, one, whatever. Like this is all for your for your data or whatnot, like US, whatever the case it is, right? And then you can have this set up to where it starts immediately or whatever day you want it to, and then it ends, whenever you want it to. The daily cap is $50 a day. I mean, daily spending cap. The minimum is $50 a day because that's how much you have to spend literally every single day. Lifetime cap, so you can have this set up to like $100, $200, however much you want to spend. And then after that, you're just going to click build. And then again, you can have your ad set name up here, change it and whatnot. So you can set up a Snapchat pixel and all that. Personally, I don't use it. I might use it in the future, but as of right now, I don't use it. I just use CPV Labs. Then, you're going to come down here, click edit. And then I always recommend that you have this set up differently for each one. So if you're going to run only on publisher stories, you run that only on publisher stories, right? And then you choose one, right? So you can do this one, right? And then that's one campaign, all right? So I know you're going to be starting up a lot of campaigns, guys, and it might seem like it's a lot of extra work to set up like 10 campaigns for one thing, but trust me, it is so much more worth it, to take an extra couple of minutes than guessing. So let's say you do, food and beauty. Now you don't know where your conversions are coming from. You don't know if they're coming from food or beauty. So you might have a bunch of them that's coming from food, and you got a beauty set up here as well. Then what? You don't know. So you got to set up literally a different campaign for each one. So let's say we let's just use this as an example so I don't have to keep going back and forth. So let's say this is test one, right? We would have this set up, beauty and fashion, right? Then test two, we went through, did the whole process again. Then we did entertainment, right? And then that would be, then we go back to number three, and so on and so on. And then we would set up our campaigns, guys. So that's literally what it's going to take if you want to do this like 100%. And then you also can do only user stories, right? So set that up that way. And then you would set this up on its own as well. You can also do run everywhere except, so like you would tell you to run everywhere except like food, right? So if you didn't want it to run on food and like news, have it set up like that. All right, so again, always recommend set up everything in different ones. That also includes different countries. So if you're going to do United States, Canada, and let's say United Kingdom, you have to do this 3 separate times. That means 10 different campaigns on 10 different things here, guys. And like I said, I know this can get pricey. That's why I said in the previous video that you're going to need some money for this because this requires testing, requires spending and stuff like that. If you really want to know your stuff, obviously you can come in here and just put in one big campaign, but again, you're not going to know where any of your conversions are coming from. And then, you can, again, this is where you would test that down here. So you can come down here, put in, the exact state you want. You can put in United States. Now, when it comes to this right here, you don't go and put in and create 50 different campaigns, okay? That you don't do that. You use your tracking software. Your tracking software is going to tell you where your conversions are coming from. So, for example, let's say you're getting a bunch of conversions in Alaska. Then once you get that data, then you come over here, create a whole nother campaign just for Alaska, okay? And then the ages, this obviously depends on whatever offer you're running. So for the most part, it's probably going to be 18 plus, and then you can do male or female. your languages. Again, same exact thing, guys. If you run a different offer and run an offer in a different language, you have to run everything separately. Do not run this same thing for English and Spanish, or English and Dutch, or whatever language, right? Don't do that. Then this right here, I normally don't mess with this too much or whatnot, because this will make it go down pretty low. But you guys can test this out as well. Obviously, I use it in some campaigns. There's a lot of good information here, but you can just test that out. I never really do this right here because I'm always, putting ages 18 and up. And let's see. So then you would do lifestyle shoppers. This is just for your audience and stuff like that here. So again, you're gonna have to play around with this stuff, guys. And also, another thing, do not have this set up. Let's say you got this one right here. You do beauty and fashion, right? For this one right here, let's say you're starting out, you're doing your beauty and fashion, right? On tests 1, 2, and 3, you have it set up to where you're doing beauty and fashion and adventure seekers, right? Let's say you're doing that, beauty and fashion and adventure seekers. You cannot have your next one to be entertainment, like test 4 be entertainment, and then action seekers. Like you can't do that. Everything has to be the same. You have to change one variable at a time. All right. So think of it like this. Let's say you're testing a landing page, right? And you're testing to see if the color red works better than the color blue, right? You only change one thing, so you'll be able to know if the button red works better than the color blue. Now, if you go and let's say you got one page, right, and then you create a variation of that page and you change the font, you change the lettering, you change the title, and then you change the color of the button, and then that page starts getting a crap ton of conversions. You don't know why it started getting more conversions. You don't know if it was because of you changing the color. You don't know if it's because you changed the font. You don't know if because you changed the header. You don't know anything because you changed too many things at one time. So that's very important, guys. Change one thing at a time, okay? So I can't stress that enough. And then obviously, same thing if you're going to do the Android and iOS, you have to run that separately. So you run your stuff on Android, and then you would also run it on iOS. But for the most part, you can leave it the same if you want to, just to cut down on costs. Because then, like I said, this can really get really pricey, guys, especially when you have to spend no less than $50 a day. So it can get pretty pricey with this, but obviously you're gonna get conversions and stuff like that, and know right away you're not gonna spend the entire. Let's say you got $1,500 worth of ads going a day. You're not going to spend that entire $1,500 and not get any conversions or not get any data. You're gonna know pretty quickly if an ad is working or not. So then you would just cut off the ones that are working. Cut off the ones that aren't working, and obviously scale up on the ones that are working. So if you wanted to, you can just leave it at all and then check your CPV labs or whatever tracking software you're using and see if you're getting the most conversions from Android or iOS. All right, and then that's the same thing with the connection type as well. You can have it set for cell phone, data, or Wi-Fi. I recommend if you have video, make it where they're connected to Wi-Fi, because some people have slower internet, and again, that's where your carriers are going to come into place as well. So like I said, there's a million things, guys, when it comes to this here. So once you start getting that data coming in on the back end, you'll be able to know, which carriers are working the best. So you can come in here, you can put in T-Mobile, right? So you can do T-Mobile, T-Mobile US. You can do AT&T. You can do all of this stuff, guys. Like I said, this is a very, very, very powerful platform. But once you do that, you would just click Build Up. Oh, you can set your budget or whatnot. Again, you can't spend anything less than $50 a day. You can have this set to auto bid, or you can have it set up to wherever you want or whatnot. Obviously, the suggested bid is not going to be anywhere. It's just like Facebook. Like Facebook would be like, oh, you're going to be spending $5 per click and stuff. It's not going to happen. For the most part, anyway, it's not going to happen. If it somehow does or whatever, then you can always just come back here and change it. All right, so after you do that, then you simply come in here and you're going to do your, build your ad. And then for this, again, you can have the name set to anything that you want it to be set up to. So let's just say Monkey, right? For example, let's say we're doing Monkey Joe's. And then you can have your header be, again, whatever, damn it. You can have your header be whatever you want it to be. So let's say we was doing Monkey Joe's coupons, right? Something simple like that. And then you can create. I'll have a whole nother video on creating a whole little thing here, whatnot, because that's gonna take another like good 10-minute video setting that up. So once you got that, you can do your creative or whatnot, or browse to upload. Or upload or whatnot, or browse for one that you already got saved, and then your call to action has to match whatever it is you're doing, because that's another reason on why they will basically say no or flag your, well, disapprove your, or reject your ad, because you have the wrong one. So let's say you're doing an app install, right? And you didn't choose play, you chose like read or something like that, or order now. Then it might reject your ad solely because of that. So it can be little things, guys, that get your ad flagged over here on Snapchat. So once you set your ad up, that is pretty much it, guys. Thinking that is it. So once you do that, you would click review and publish, and then your ad will be reviewed within a couple of hours, depending on when you go. I don't know if they have like set times or whatnot. For me, it's kind of just random. And then it's always like in order. So like, let's say you set up one ad at like 8 o'clock in the morning, then you set up another ad at 10 o'clock. Just because you upload, normally like on Facebook, if you got two ads and let's say they both haven't been approved yet, once one get a review, they normally just review the other one. At least in my experience or whatnot on Snapchat, when they review one of them, they don't review the other one right then and there. That one still stays in review, and then after however long, so like for 2 hours for that example or whatnot, that might be when like 2 hours later when that one gets reviewed as well. So it's probably a couple hours in between from whenever you set it up. So that is pretty much it, guys. Also, the auto pre-fill or whatnot, this could be another one that you guys set up, like when it comes to it or whatnot, so you guys can just test this and see if it works better, or if it doesn't work better. It's completely up to you. Basically, what this does is it just, whenever your ad like video is showing, it automatically loads up in the background. So if you got like a heavy type of landing page or whatnot, this would be really good for you. So let's say they swipe up and then it takes like your page 5 seconds for your page to load. You're going to lose a lot of people in that 5 seconds. People have a very short attention span. I think the max is like, or it was something like 3 seconds or something like that before people like just get off a website because it's taking too long to load. People like things like instantly now or whatnot. But that is pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching.